Hey, Buzz's Retirement Garage. We're back in the garage on Thursday here. We want to talk about money in this show. Now, keep in mind, and I want you guys to put an asterisk, okay? Put an asterisk on everything that I'm about to say because you know that homeless guy that you see as you're driving down the road sometimes? He probably has better financial smarts than I do. Okay? Remember, I'm the guy that's trying to retire as an experiment, trying to retire on Social Security only. Yes, I have some savings, and we want to talk about that right now. I'm going to be going to an investment counselor at some point here. I did have a review in 2020 during the COVID era, and of course you couldn't go to the office, so we did some stuff through email. And some of the stuff that he gave me, I just kind of looked at like I really don't understand what he was trying to do. So I want to get face to face with somebody, and we're going to talk about some things and see where my path should be. Because remember, if you've seen some of my other videos, yes, I'm retired. I've been retired since the end of September of 2023. So I'm just hitting my 6 months, getting close to my 6 months next week. The issue is that when I retired, I thought to myself I would go back to work sometime in January because I don't have a lot of cash. I don't have a lot of savings. I don't have a lot of investments. Now, what does a lot mean? Well, to some people that means 3 million. To some people that means $1 million. I know 500,000 early retirement, 500K. Dwayne, as we've talked about him before, he's at I think he started at 494 or something like that, and he tracks his progress every month. I think he puts out a video which tracks his progress. I know Steve's Retirement Corner, he goes to the investment counselor twice a year, he says. And they get aligned and see where he's at. And I know a lot of you retirees, I'm sure a lot of you retirees go and see an investment counselor or financial person, whatever you want to call them, just to make sure that you're in a good situation. So whether I go back to work or not is still up in the air. The experiment that I'm doing with Social Security is, can I live on Social Security only? I've done 3 videos now. December, January, and February updates. So far, I'm $68 down per month. So really, I'm living with my Social Security only, and my wife's. I need to say that too, because her spousal benefit and my benefit, we're doing pretty good with that right now. So I wanted to just give you a quick look. And again, let's throw the asterisk out there. What I do, you should not duplicate. Okay, this is just, and when I talked about in some of my other videos, something called best practices, okay? I would like to see, when people are retiring, what are their best practices when it comes to their time management, when it comes to their projects, when it comes to their money. Now, most people, when it comes to money, they're not going to talk about their money, and that's fine. You know, I completely understand that, and I'm not going to either. I'm going to put things in percentages. I'm not going to give you details about how much I have, and I got $1 over there and $1 over here. But I'm going to give you percentages, and I'm going to show you kind of what I'm doing right now, subject to change, right? And the reason this got brought up was today the market's down on Thursday here. It's down in a lot of areas. And I know in a lot of videos people say, yeah, you're not supposed to look at your savings and your investments every day. But I do. I look at them every day, sometimes twice a day. I want to see what the market's doing. I want to see what NVIDIA's doing. I want to see what, the S&P's doing. I just am curious, and I'm retired. I have time to look. So yeah, I look a couple times a day. I don't act on it, but I do look. I just want to see what trends are. If I see something that, I see something that looks a little spooky, maybe I get, I keep an eye on things a little closer. If things are running smooth, maybe I don't look at it too often, but at least once or twice a day I will look at it. So anyway, let's get to this. So in my other company, which I was at 19 years ago, okay, almost 20 years ago, at Shiloh, well, I call it Modern Tool and Die, MTD Products. We had a 401k. They did start out with a pension plan, got rid of the pension, went to 401k. So that shows you how old I am. They had pensions. But we went to, and they had Principal at the time, which they're fine as far as I'm concerned. And in that account, which I still have with Shiloh, 19 years later. Okay, now Shiloh's gone bankrupt. I think they were bought by Black & Decker. But I still have that account there. I have not moved it, but of course the drawback to it is I can't add to it. Okay, so it sits there. I can move money within accounts in that mutual fund, but I can't add to it. I can take it out. Some have suggested taking it out, rolling it over. I mean, there's all kinds of things we can do. And I think I'll have my advisor tell me what we should do with this account. But so in this account, I have Principal Large Cap S&P 500 Index, okay? And that's 33.8% of my money is in that particular one. BlackRock Mid Cap Growth Equity Fund, you see I've got 43%. They were all kind of even. A little bit less on the next one, which is the 400. If you could see it, and I shouldn't have used yellow, but what it says is Principal Mid Cap S&P 400 Index. The BlackRock, I think, did pretty well last year, and is tracking fairly good this year as well. So that number was probably down a little bit, closer to the S&P 500, but it's raised up a little bit because we made some money there. So the Principal Index 400 is 22.9%. Now, I opened up an E-Trade account in May of 2020, I believe it was, when the stock market just went to crap. Perfect buying opportunity. If you didn't get in, I'd be curious as to why you didn't get in at the time, or put some money into that. But I can tell you the answer. Some of the answers are going to be because it was a crazy time and we didn't know what was going to happen, and investing in the stock market might not have been a good deal. But that turned out not to be the case, fortunately, and a lot of investments that were made in April, May, June of 2020 have now doubled, if not tripled. So anyway, in my E-Trade account, and I'm not going to talk about my stocks in general, or in specific, because I move them around sometimes. I'll buy this, buy that, trade this, trade that. Not often, but I don't want to get you into thinking that this stock is good. I made mention of a couple in my last video. I probably should not have in hindsight. I just don't want people thinking that because I do it, you should do it. And I'll just leave it at that, okay? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm going to keep saying this over and over again. This is what I do. So in E-Trade, there's some ETFs, exchange traded funds, ETFs, that I started getting into. SCHD is one of them. I've got 18.7% of my money that's in the E-Trade account. The E-Trade account is also a 401 IRA, okay? I should say let's start all over. It is a Roth IRA in the 401k, if you want to call it. Roth 401k in the E-Trade account. The other one is where I started, where I just had started buying some stocks, okay, if that makes sense to you guys. So SCHD was 18.7%. JEPI and JEPQ, they're fairly new. I don't know how many years they've been out, but they're fairly new, so I kind of keep an eye on them just to see what they're going to do. 13% on JEPI and 4.7% on JEPQ. I started putting a little more into the JEPQ account. And then 63.4% are my individual stocks. Now I'm into, and I did mention this before, and so I will mention it again, but Energy Transfer, ET, these are dividend stocks. Most of the stocks that I'm into, the 63.4% individual stocks, are dividend paying stocks. So many of them that I have, they're not going to go like NVIDIA, NVDA, they're not going to go from $200 to $900 a share. They're going to be, like your Pepsi, your Coke. I don't have any of those, but you know what I'm talking about. They're going to, it's not going to jump real high. It's not going to go real low, and you're going to get paid a dividend. Anybody who's investing know a lot more about that than I do, but you understand my point. So 63.4%. Like I said, ET is one of them, not T. That's AT&T. I stay away from that one. Sorry, I'll probably get some flack for that, but nah, I'll stay away from it. So when I put everything together, so I've got some money in a bank that I can get to quickly, and it's on an online saving program type thing, Super Savers. When that came out it was at a 4.5%. Now it's down to around 4%, a tiny bit under 4%. I know there's people out there, when I said that before, that say, well, you can get 5.5. Yeah, I can, okay. But this bank is brick and mortar. I can walk in and pull this money out today, all right? And that's what I want. I want that safety. I'm 64 now. I want that safety that I know that I can, if I want to go do something and I need some money, I can go to the ATM there and I can pull it out. Brick and mortar bank. So in between that bank and another bank that I have, I've got 38.2% of my money in cash, readily available, that I can touch, brick and mortar places that I can grab that money quick. So at 38.2%. 61.8 obviously is tied up into stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs. Now some of these things will change. Some of these things will change as I talk to an advisor. But from hearing from Dwayne and hearing from Steve and hearing from some others, the 60-40 split, and I'm 61-38, that seems to be, for us retirees right now, a pretty good spot to be in. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I wanted you all to know, my subscribers and just watchers that come to the channel, I wanted you to know where I sit right now. And like always, please comment. Please tell me if you want to share the information, what you think I should be doing, what you think others should be doing. And of course, we'll put an asterisk to all of your comments as well, because unless you are coming out as a certified financial planner, I would assume everybody else is just, hey, I got an idea kind of person. But I'd be willing to hear that. And if there are some certified financial planners out there who, want to grade this, have at it. I'd like to hear your comments. So this is going to be my starting point. In the next few weeks, I will talk to an advisor, and I'll come back to you guys and see what he or she said I should be doing going forward. Anyway, we're back in the garage, Buzz's Retirement Garage. We're going to talk to you again later. Bye.